Hi. Die dumm, die dumm. Da ist er live. Okay. Yay! So. Herzlich willkommen. Und ein fröhliches Hallo von eurem Heringway. Ich begrüße Sydney, wieder zurück im Lande. Herzlich willkommen. Und Linkfan, wieder im Stream. Herzlich willkommen. Und Industrial Mayhem, ab und zu mal dabei gewesen. Herzlich willkommen. So, ja. Wir spielen heute Virtue's Last Reward weiter. Warten jetzt aber noch ein paar Minuten und gucken, ob noch ein paar eintrudeln oder nicht. Ja, wir hatten jetzt eben gerade schon im Chat so ein ganz klein bisschen Diskussion, will ich es jetzt nicht nennen, aber wir haben uns über das Spiel unterhalten. Ja, Virtue's Last Reward ist ein sehr spezielles Spiel. Also, wenn man da jetzt immer nur ab und zu mal reinschaltet und so. Ich glaube schon, dass man dann ein bisschen was mitbekommt, aber viele Details und das große Ganze, das bleibt einem natürlich dann so ein ganz klein bisschen verborgen, muss man ganz ehrlich zugeben. Von daher kann ich auch verstehen, wenn es als Zuschauer ein bisschen anstrengend, vielleicht teilweise sogar auch ein bisschen öde und langweilig ist, eben wie gesagt, wenn man nicht alles mitbekommen hat. Nun gut, jetzt habe ich das Ganze aber schon angefangen und jetzt ziehen wir es auch bis zum bitteren Ende durch. Ich persönlich gehe davon aus, dass wir Virtuous Last Reward in der nächsten Woche beenden werden. Also ich rechne jetzt noch zusammen mit dem heutigen Tag mit 4 Streams. Und dann will ich eigentlich auch durch sein. Also drückt mir die Daumen, dass es auch tatsächlich klappt. Sollte aber eigentlich hinhauen. Und wenn wir dann fertig sind mit Virtuous Last Reward, dann kommt der Nachfolger noch hinterher, Zero Time Dilemma. Da kann ich euch aber wirklich versprechen, der ist vermutlich nur halb so lang wie Virtuous Last Reward. Und dann gibt es auch wieder was anderes. Irgendwas anderes. Keine Ahnung. Dann bin ich relativ frei, was die Spieleauswahl angeht. Dann kann ich wieder. Die, die kann ich alles machen. Alles, was ich möchte. So ungefähr. Aber diese Trilogie, die will ich jetzt wenigstens durchgezogen haben. Und ja. Dann habe ich einen weiteren Meilenstein erreicht. So oder so ähnlich. So, guten Abend, LP-Liebhaberin und Armbanduhr. Geht es eigentlich nur mir so oder werden die Charaktere immer mysteriöser? Ich meine, scheinbar kennt jeder mindestens eine andere Timeline. Ich weiß jetzt nicht genau, wie du deinen letzten Satz meinst, aber ja, die Charaktere haben natürlich durchaus Profil bekommen, je mehr wir über sie herausfinden. Und je länger wir dem ganzen Spiel beiwohnen und je mehr Enden wir erspielen tatsächlich, desto, ja, desto klarer wird es eventuell, warum diese oder jene Person eventuell Teil des Spiels ist. Natürlich kommt dann noch zum Schluss eben die ganz große Auflösung, was der ganze Quatsch jetzt unterm Strich überhaupt soll. Aber ja, so im Großen und Ganzen. Die Charaktere werden einem eigentlich auch immer sympathischer. Geht mir zumindest so. Je mehr man über sie. Also zum Beispiel Alice. Also ich war nie so der große Alice-Fan, aber nachdem wir jetzt beim letzten Mal war es beim letzten Mal? Am Freitag? Ich glaube. Nachdem wir jetzt jedenfalls das Alice-Ende erspielt hatten, ähm, ich weiß nicht, da war sie mir auf einmal auch ziemlich sympathischer, beziehungsweise ich konnte ihre Handlungen nachvollziehen. Sagen wir es einfach mal so. Alle außer Dio werden sympathisch. Na, selbst Dio hat so den ein oder anderen Moment. Natürlich ist das, was er da tut, nicht gut, aber ich finde, selbst Dio hat so den ein oder anderen Moment, wo ich mir so denke, ja, er ist interessant. Sagen wir es mal so. Aber egal. Da, 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 da. Ich mag Alice und Dio trotzdem nicht. Das musst du auch nicht. Das ist alles in Ordnung. Ich meine, ist vielleicht auch ein bisschen schwierig, ne? Aber vielleicht ist das ja auch gerade so gut. Ich meine, wir haben 9 Charaktere hier. Man muss nicht alle mögen. Man kann sich vielleicht ein bisschen einen oder anderen Charakter so vergucken, hätte ich jetzt fast gesagt. Ähm, aber man muss natürlich nicht alle mögen. Luna ist mein Lieblingskara, hat aber immer noch ein großes Geheimnis. Ja, wobei ich weiß nicht, ob du alles nachgeguckt hast, Link-Fan, aber das war ja, also zum Schluss des letzten Streams, uiuiui, da wurde mir die gute Luna so ein ganz klein bisschen unheimlich. Weil da schien es irgendwie auch so, dass sie irgendwie mehr zu wissen scheint, als sie ganz am Anfang zugeben wollte. Und sowas ist natürlich dann erstmal immer suspekt. Oder kann einem nur suspekt vorkommen. Guten Abend auch dir, Kirby Freak. Also Stream heute komplett durchgezogen? Dann war das eine Leistung. Weiß nicht genau. Naja, 4,5 Stunden oder so war das, glaube ich, lang, ne? Also, das war ein bisschen was. Bisschen Material ist zusammengekommen. Ich glaube, das kann man so stehen lassen. Ich hoffe, wir werden heute nicht unterbrochen. Aber ein kurzzeitiges Gewitter ist vor einer knappen halben Stunde hier vorbeigezogen. Ich hoffe mal, es bleibt jetzt einfach ruhig draußen und ich hoffe vor allem auch, dass ich meine Ruhe habe, sodass ich das Ganze mit euch jetzt so ein bisschen durchziehen kann. Ich habe mir viel vorgenommen, auch wenn es unter der Woche ist und ich eigentlich nicht so viel Zeit habe und so weiter und so fort, aber ich will heute eigentlich zwei Enden mit euch hier spielen. Also zwei richtige Enden. Nicht so zwei Game-Over-Enden oder so, sondern ich will zwei richtige Enden mit euch erspielen. Mal gucken, ob's gut geht. Ich bin mir da noch nicht so ganz sicher. Wäre aber irgendwie besser. Ich hatte die letzten 3 Streams da vorbereitet für die Fahrt zurück. Dank einer schlaflosen Nacht hätte ich jedoch eh nichts mitbekommen. Okay. Ich hoffe, ja, dann wirst du jetzt zwangsläufig ein bisschen gespoilert werden, Sydney. Ich hoffe, das ist nicht ganz so schlimm. Auf der anderen Seite hast du auch schon bei Zero Time Dilemma reingeschaut, also von daher wurdest du sowieso schon ein bisschen gespoilert. Also ist alles in Ordnung. Guten Abend, Spatz. Du wirst schon noch irgendwie mitkommen. Irgendwie, so ein ganz klein bisschen. Wenn ich hier und da ein bisschen was erklären soll, dann könnt ihr ruhig hereinbrüllen und dann versuche ich zur richtigen Zeit mich dem Ganzen dann anzunehmen. Jo, naja. So, kurzer Blick auf die Uhr. Kurz vor 20 Uhr. Guten Abend, Coco Joe. Ich hatte dir eine Mail geschrieben. Ich weiß nicht, ob du es gesehen hattest oder nicht. Vielleicht ist es auch im Spam-Ordner gelandet. Ich war mir nicht so ganz sicher. Aber naja. Ich nehme jedenfalls nochmal einen Schluck aus der Pulle. Ist Clover im dritten Teil eigentlich auch wieder mit dabei? Ich weiß nicht, ob das ein Spoiler wäre, wenn ich das sagen würde oder nicht. Die Antwort klingt jetzt irgendwie doof. Ich lasse es mal offen. Okay, dann hoffe ich, dass ich dich mit meiner Mail nicht verschreckt hatte. Just saying. Das ist auch sehr vernünftig, Sydney. Das ist sehr vernünftig. Ich finde wirklich, man sollte Virtuous Last Reward gespielt haben, bevor man sich Zero Time Dilemma anschaut. Groß gespoilert bist du nicht. Das ist sehr, sehr gut. Okay. So, meine lieben Freunde. Wie gesagt, schön, dass ihr wieder da seid. Und dann würde ich einfach mal sagen, wir haben viel Programm vor uns. Deswegen gucken wir uns jetzt das Intro an und ab geht's. Die dumm. Na, ein paar mehr Geheimnisse würde ich schon sagen, sind es tatsächlich noch Link-Fan. Ähm, und wie Dio im rechten Pfad ins Game kam, ja. Generell vielleicht, na gut. Zu Radical Six an sich wurde natürlich schon viel gesagt. Ich mache kurz mal das Optionsmenü an, damit wir gucken können, ob meine Stimme und der Sound so einigermaßen okay sind. Über Phi wissen wir nicht besonders viel, das ist richtig. Aber generell, naja, der ganze Sinn und Zweck des Spiels ist ja noch nicht so richtig klar. Ich meine, was ist die ganze Grundlage von der Geschichte? Sound ist Stereo. Da wurden jetzt also diese neuen Leute eingeschlossen. Dazu wurde noch, naja, Dio hat sich mit eingeschmuggelt. Okay, zugegebenermaßen, aber egal. Erstmal egal. Und diese ganze Anlage wirkt irgendwie wie etwas, das vor Radical Six schützen soll. Der Radical Six Virus geht aber ungeniert in dieser Anlage herum und infiziert einfach irgendwelche Leute. Manche davon sind dann stark betroffen. Alice und Quark zum Beispiel. Andere Leute sind weniger stark betroffen. Wie zum Beispiel Sigma. Sound ist auch komisch. Sound ist perfekt. Jetzt bin ich verwirrt. Sound ist Stereo, Sound passt, Sound ist komisch. Ist komisch jetzt gut oder ist komisch nicht gut? Ich bin verwirrt. Aber momentan steht es 3:1, deswegen will ich jetzt einfach mal davon ausgehen, dass Sound okay ist. Müsste eigentlich auch. Ich höre nichts Komisches. Gut. Gut. Verlassen wir uns jetzt einfach mal drauf. Ihr werdet euch schon melden, wenn es irgendwie blöd wird. Nicht zu vergessen, dass es eine Person gibt, die außer Sigma und Phi beim Computer noch da ist. Du meinst das Ende, wo alle anderen eigentlich tot sind, ne? Bis auf Quark. Quark hatten wir nicht gesehen. Beim letzten Mal hatten wir das Alice und das Sigma-Ende erspielt. Und wir hatten festgestellt, dass irgendwas bei Sigma ein bisschen komisch ist. Denn ich muss es nun sagen, weil anders können wir nicht weitermachen. Es ist herausgekommen, dass Sigma irgendwie ein halber Cyborg ist. Seine Arme sind ausgetauscht worden. Er kann sich aber nicht daran erinnern, wann das passiert sein soll. Jedenfalls, also sein restlicher Körper ist noch ganz normal, aber seine Arme sind Roboterarme, die einfach nur ja, mit einer künstlichen Haut überzogen wurden. Und diese Arme sind trotzdem an sein Nervensystem angeschlossen und so. Das heißt, alles, was in seinen Armen in die Blutbahn gerät oder so, das betrifft natürlich trotzdem weiterhin den ganzen Körper. Dass Cyborg schon halb Maschine ist. Ja, dann ist es. Aber wie willst du es? Okay. Wenn du mir so klugscheißerisch kommen willst, nur weil seine 2 Arme Roboterarme sind, deswegen ist noch nicht sein halber Körper dann robotermäßig. Also, dann können wir uns darauf einigen, dass es tatsächlich eher so ein Viertel von seinem Körper ist. Also. Aber okay. Lassen wir das. Gut. Ja, das hatten wir jedenfalls über Sigma gelernt. Luna hat uns dann noch etwas Wunderbares anvertraut, nämlich eine ID, die wir uns merken sollen. Blöderweise sind wir danach allerdings in die Luft gegangen. Dementsprechend ist davon auszugehen, dass Luna auch Bescheid weiß, was das komische Herumhopsen zwischen den Zeitlinien angeht. Seltsam. Gut, wie gesagt, wo wollen wir jetzt weitermachen? Wir haben jetzt verschiedene Möglichkeiten. Diesen Weg hier haben wir zum Beispiel auch noch gar nicht so richtig erforscht. Tatsächlich machen wir jetzt aber heute, das ist zumindest mein Plan, hier weiter. Falls ihr euch erinnert, das war die Route, ähm, in der auch viele Menschen gestorben sind. Aber Phi, K und unsere Wenigkeit noch nicht. Und Quark auch nicht. Ich glaube, der war einfach nicht zu finden. Nee, Quatsch, der war weiterhin in dem. War er dann weg? War Quark dann immer noch da oder war er nicht da? Ich bin mir jetzt gerade nicht sicher. Wir hatten ihn im Pod gelassen, oder? Dio war jedenfalls gestorben. Der ist erstickt. Nachdem er zu lange in so einem Pod drin war, beziehungsweise nachdem ihm dort der Sauerstoff abgedreht wurde. Termiucci und Clover sind gestorben, weil sie am Waschbecken hingen, gefesselt und geknebelt. War das? Ich hoffe, ich bringe nichts durcheinander. Am besten, wir gehen einfach mal rein. Ist, glaube ich, einfacher. Als wenn ich jetzt versuche zu rekapitulieren und sowieso nur die Hälfte dann richtig wiedergebe. Gucken wir uns den Kram nochmal an. Shit. They're not here.
Maybe they did go through the door, like Kay said.
With Quark's bracelet?
Or
what? Oh, come on, man. You better not give me that maybe they're already dead crap. I got enough of it from Dio. You've gotta be kidding me. This isn't funny, Phi. If you're right, then you, Kay, Quark and I are the only people still alive in here. Sie haben Clover und Termiucci hier in der Zeitlinie noch nicht gefunden. Der Verdacht liegt aber nahe, dass sie zu diesem Zeitpunkt am Waschbecken hängen und naja. Guten Abend, Erkandor.
hey, lay off. I want to believe they're alive too. But
We heard a noise and turned.
I apologize for keeping you.
did you get Dio's bracelet?
Well, technically, yes, but...
Huh?
Best you just see it. This is what I found in Dio's pod.
What?
What the hell?
I assume whoever murdered Dio did this.
But why? There's no point.
I can't say for sure, but if I were to guess...
Chromatic doors have opened. 5 minutes remain until chromatic doors close.
With a bracelet like this, I doubt we can get past the secondary door.
That means Kay and I will...
Oh no. Shit. You're gonna...
When the time comes, those 3 doors will automatically close. If anyone is left outside after they close, they'll be penalized.
I see. That's what they wanted. Whoever killed Dio wanted to use the game to kill me and Kay. That's why they broke the bracelet.
I think so. It makes the most sense.
How can you be so calm? In 5 minutes, you're gonna be...
Go on ahead, Sigma. You have those bracelets Kay gave you, right? You should be able to get through the secondary door with those. So just...
Fuck that! You know I can't just ditch you guys like that.
But if you stay here, you'll...
You think I don't know that? But what kind of a monster am I if I just leave you here to die? Ah, God damn it! This was bad. What was I going to do? I needed to calm down. Just calm down. Calm down and think. There had to be a way to save them. There had. So.
The first is an anesthetic called sulfonyl beta. The other is a muscle relaxant called tubocurarine. Your bracelet also has a bunch of needles on the inside. If you break the rules, those needles hop out and inject you.
My brother told me about that. Neostigmine is a type of cholinesterase inhibitor. That means it's sort of an antidote for tubocurine. I knew it!
Give it back. I found it, so it's mine.
Es war das Clover-Ende. Guten Abend, Papa Mai Mai. Of course. The antidote.
The antidote?
I didn't have time to explain. I took off running toward the exit. Guten Abend, Doc Tobi.
Sigma, where are you going?
Stay here. I'll be right back. Als ob sie irgendwo hinlaufen könnten, davon abgesehen. I bolted out of the warehouse toward the treatment room. So, ja, stimmt, genau. In dem Ende war es so, dass Dio die Injektionswaffe eingesteckt hatte. Das heißt, er müsste sie ja eigentlich immer noch haben. I think Dio put it in his pocket. Come on, come on, come on. Please still have it. Sweat was pouring down my face, but I didn't bother to wipe it off. There wasn't time. I dug frantically through Dio's coat until... Aha! Found it! Oh. There's only one dose. The injection gun uses the whole bottle at once. Shit. I can't save both of them.
1 minute remains until chromatic doors close.
Mal davon abgesehen, Kay trägt seine Rüstung. Wäre sowieso ein bisschen schwierig gewesen, ihm irgendwie was, also injizieren zu wollen. Aber naja. 1 minute? Shit! I spun around and shot out of the treatment center. Als er jetzt den Mantel von Dio untersucht hat, eigentlich hätte er noch ein paar Dinge mehr finden müssen.
2, 1.
Denke ich mir so.
Chromatic doors closing.
Okay. No. You gotta be kidding me.
Oh dear.
Sigma.
Ja. There was a sharp, quick pain in my wrist, barely even noticeable. I couldn't feel anything flowing into my veins, but I knew it was there. First would be the anesthetic, Soperil. I blinked and my vision started to blur. When I tried to think, it felt like my mind had been stuffed with cotton. My legs began to wobble, then gave out entirely as I crumpled to the floor. No. I couldn't fall asleep. I had to give one of them the antidote before my bracelet injected me with tubocurine. With every ounce of strength I could muster, I forced my eyes back open. Kay and Phi lay limp on the floor in front of me. In my right hand, I could feel the injector gun with its precious cargo. I could only pull the trigger once. Who was I going to choose? Phi or Kay? No, what was I thinking? There was only one answer. Phi. I didn't even have a choice. After all, K's entire body was covered in impenetrable metal. I'm sorry, K. I summoned up as much energy as I could and dragged myself toward Phi. Prinzipiell wäre das sogar eine Möglichkeit, Link-Fan. Das Problem ist, in dem Durchgang, in dem Dio uns verraten hat, haben sie, glaube ich, die Injektionswaffe gar nicht gefunden, weil sie dort das Treatment Center nicht besucht haben. Ich müsste es nochmal genau nachgucken, aber ich bin mir eigentlich fast sicher, dass es da so ist. After what felt like an eternity, I was finally within arm's reach. With no time to waste, I pressed the gun to her arm and pulled the trigger.
Sigma, what the hell did you...
I injected you with neostigmine. It's a type of cholinesterase inhibitor. It's the antidote to the muscle relaxant.
Why did you pick me?
Because I can't use the injection gun on K. It would never get through the metal.
Then why didn't you inject yourself?
Guess you've got a point. Honestly, didn't even cross my mind.
You're the biggest idiot on the planet.
Hey, come on. Is that any kind of thing to say to somebody who's about to die? How about something more tender?
No. Screw this. I don't want to live if it means being in debt to you. No goddamn way. I'm not gonna...
Her words slurred and slowed, and her eyes fluttered closed. She wasn't dead, of course. I could hear the faint sound of her breathing and see her chest rise and fall. Good. Phi's gonna be alright. But... K. I looked over in his direction. That was when I noticed it. Ich möchte mal ganz kurz einhaken, weil ich das jetzt gerade besser finde. Wie gewonnen so zerronnen, so ein ganz klein bisschen, weil... ja, wir haben jetzt mal wieder auf heroische Art und Weise unser eigenes Leben geopfert, weil wir hätten ja ganz normal durch die Tür gehen können, um Phi jetzt in diesem Moment zu retten. Inwieweit ihr das jetzt aber tatsächlich etwas bringt, sei mal dahingestellt. Wenn ich jetzt schon mal 2 Schritte weiterdenken darf. Denn wenn sie dann später aufwacht, dann ist sie zwar vermutlich vom Armband befreit. Problem ist nur, wie kommt sie dann hier raus? Aus der Anlage. Ich finde, der Plan ist jetzt zu diesem Zeitpunkt noch nicht so richtig durchdacht. Aber nun gut. So, hier. Open? There's a hole here, on the back of your head. Yeah, it looks like you insert something. It says open, so maybe if you put some kind of key in there.
You could open up the suit and take the mask off.
Wait. Then he... But... When could he have... Achso. Gut, falls jetzt nicht so richtig rübergekommen ist. Der Mechanismus ist offen. It's empty.
Yes.
Was there something in there before?
No. It was empty when I found it.
But what if he'd lied? Could Kay have taken the key? Das war der Tresor in Gollum Bay. In dem allerersten Durchgang hatten wir dort auch tatsächlich etwas gefunden, was wie ein Schlüssel aussieht. Alice hatte es damals eingesteckt. War nie wieder relevant. So. Hier war es dann schlussendlich so, dass wir mit Kay nochmal, ich glaube auf der Suche nach Quark, auch bei Gollum Bay vorbeigekommen sind. Kay hatte dort den Tresor untersucht. Und er hat nicht zugegeben, dass er dort etwas gefunden hat. Aber scheinbar hat er ja was gefunden. How he'd gotten it didn't really matter anymore. What did matter was that Kay had been able to remove his armor. And he had. Holy shit. Then that would mean Dio's killer is... I coaxed as much strength as I could from my increasingly lethargic body and crawled toward Kay. Kay! Wake up! Come on, talk to me! I grabbed his shoulder and shook him until he finally shifted and spoke.
Sigma.
I just need to know one thing. Did you kill Dio? You weren't sleeping, were you? After I left, you took off your armor. You didn't want to go the same way I had, so you took the other door. After you went the long way around through the warehouse and the crew quarters, you headed for the elevator. I bumped into Phi, and we went back to the lounge to check on you. We saw you. Or we saw your armor, I guess. By then, you would have been out of it. While we were in the lounge, you went to the treatment room and killed Dio. You must have turned off the oxygen to his pod. Although you probably didn't stick around to make sure he died. I'm betting you were in a hurry to get back before Phi and I noticed something was up. Once you got back to floor A, you needed us out of the lounge, so you made a noise in the hall to lure us out. Then you ran around and took the long way back to the lounge, so you could enter through the rear door. Ich finde diesen Plan übrigens ziemlich spannend. Ich persönlich habe nur ein, zwei Probleme damit, was so die allgemeine Zeit angeht. Aber unter meinem Let's Play-Video hatten mir damals auch einige Leute geschrieben, dass es okay ist. Deswegen sage ich dazu nichts mehr. Once you were there, you put your suit on again and waited for us. As soon as we found Dio's body, we did exactly what you'd expected. Kay, wake up. Something's happened. You pretended to wake up, very disoriented and confused. What is it? Come on, Kay. I'm almost out of time. Did you kill Dio?
Yes. Your reasoning is correct. I killed him.
Why?
Because I couldn't forgive him. He took the life of someone very important to me. I couldn't...
Who did he kill?
The old woman.
What?
She was like a mother to me. She showed me how to see meaning in my life.
Wait, are you saying...
Yes, I am. She was the woman who came here when I was 18.
Whoa, hold on. What do you mean here?
Sigma, unfortunately, we are out of time. There's something I have to tell you. I made a promise that you would hear it. Do you understand? This is very important. You must pay attention. You cannot forget.
Forget? It wasn't making sense. I was about to die. How on earth would I be remembering anything for more than a few seconds?
If you see a lion with two heads devouring the sun, remember these letters. M-I-L-K-E-V-O-L-I.
Das Milchevoli. Guten Abend, Felix und Edna. So. Das Milchevoli. Hat Hering nicht gerade gesagt, dass Sigma 9 Punkte hat? Wann habe ich das gesagt? Sigma hat in diesem Durchgang, wie viele Punkte hat er? Er müsste 6 haben, wenn mich nicht alles täuscht. Wir haben zweimal Betray Nee, Moment. Wie viele Punkte haben wir? Im ersten... Ich müsste jetzt nochmal auf den Flowchart gucken. Ich bin mir jetzt gerade nicht sicher, ob wir hier zweimal Betray gewählt haben oder nicht. Ich glaube, wir haben hier einmal Ally und dann einmal Betray gewählt. Und beim zweiten Betray, da gab es keine Punkte dazu, weil Kay auch Betray gewählt hat.
This will open the second gate.
Das Milchevoli, ja. Wir dürften 5 Punkte haben. Ja, ich denke auch. What the hell? Hey, Kay. Who told you to tell me this? No. Who are you? Show me. Show me who you really are. I grabbed a hold of Ks Maske and tore it off. Na, seid ihr bereit? Na? Wollt ihr es wirklich wissen? Wollt ihr es wirklich wissen? Ich drück jetzt. What? No, that's impossible. That face. It's my face. I felt a sharp pain in my left wrist and my body collapsed unceremoniously. The second drug. Tubercurin. My vision began to blur and my head felt unnaturally heavy. The world faded away and my consciousness slipped down into the cold, dark waters of nothingness. Huiuiui. So, okay. Gut, das war schon mal das erste Ende heute. Hat ja nur eine halbe Stunde gedauert, dann haben wir ja gleich noch Zeit für ein zweites. Ja, er sieht rein zufällig gleich aus. Das ist komisch. Warum sieht er so aus wie wir? Was ist da schief gelaufen? Also man hat ja wirklich alles Mögliche vermutet, was da unter Ks Maske schlummern könnte. Also ich hatte ja auch ganz lange gedacht, dass es muss bestimmt irgendein Charakter aus 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors sein. Und dann sowas. Da wird man so als Spieler auf die Art und Weise gefoppt. Das macht die ganze Sache jetzt natürlich nur mysteriöser. Denn wenn Kay jetzt so aussieht wie wir, dann fragt man sich doch zu Recht, dann entwickelt man eventuell als Spieler so eine kleine Identitätskrise. Und da weiß man jetzt auch nicht mehr so richtig, was man eigentlich von Sigma halten soll. Also irgendwas ist doch da komisch. Guten Abend, Chili Freak. Kay hatte doch einen Vater, oder ist es ein Erbauer? Kay hatte einen Vater. Das stimmt. Und dann war ja noch diese alte Frau eben da. Die alte Frau, die ja schlussendlich auch so wichtig für Kay war, dass er ihretwegen einen Mord begangen hat. Und vor allem haben wir uns in AB-Runden quasi selbst betrogen. Ja, ist eigentlich... Das stimmt. Also, eigentlich hat Kay die ganze Zeit immer nur so gespielt, wie wir auch selber gespielt hätten. Oder so. Eventuell. Alles klar, Kandor. Dann noch schönen Abend und bis bald. Eventuell darf man dann die eine oder andere Entscheidung von Kay. Vielleicht sollte man noch mal drüber nachdenken oder so. Wie wäre es mit Zwilling? Das könnte natürlich auch sein. Die gute alte Geschichte, irgendwie bei der Geburt getrennt oder so. Und rein zufällig haben wir unseren Zwillingsbruder jetzt wiedergefunden. Er war die ganze Zeit Teil des Spiels. Ist es nicht schön? Bin mir aber nicht sicher. Also Kay wird es vermutlich auch erst relativ spät bewusst gewesen sein. Nämlich erst halt in diesem Durchgang, als ihm die Erinnerung wiedergekommen ist. Als er uns das Ganze über seine Vergangenheit erzählt hat. So, das Kay-Ende. Jedenfalls scheint auch Kay mehr zu wissen als wir in dem Fall, so wie fast jeder andere Charakter hier. Denn auch er hat uns jetzt nochmal ein Passwort mit auf den Weg gegeben. Ein Passwort, das wir noch gebrauchen können. Obwohl wir doch gleich sterben. Haha. Na gut, okay. Kay denkt mit. So, da haben wir jetzt auch sein Konterfei. Denn mal, meine lieben Freunde. Wir haben jetzt mittlerweile schon von 2 Leuten einen Hinweis bekommen. Von Luna und von Kay. Wir sollen an einen 2-köpfigen Löwen denken, der irgendwie eine Sonne vernascht. Sowas in der Art hatten wir doch irgendwo mal. Eventuell ja bei diesem Durchgang hier. Director's Office. Solve the mystery of the two-headed lion. Und da gehen wir jetzt rein. Und das machen wir jetzt. So. Wir erinnern uns, in diesem Durchgang waren außer Phi und eventuell Quark so ziemlich alle Leute gestorben. Zumindest haben wir alle anderen irgendwo tot und herumliegen sehen. Das war kein schöner Anblick, zumeist. Aber naja. Hä?
There's no one here.
That computer's been turned on.
Yeah, maybe Dio and Kay did that.
What the hell is this?
A lion.
Is biting.
A sun?
It has a couple input fields for a user ID and a password.
We probably can't use it unless we know what those are.
Why don't you put something in?
Sure, I'll give it a shot. Yeah, just as I thought. Might as well forget about this thing for now. We can't get anywhere without a password. Let's see if we can find any other clues. This is the director's office after all. If we turn the place upside down, we're bound to find something. Shall we?
Phi turned and headed off toward a bookshelf, leaving me alone next to the desk. I felt compelled to stay and found myself staring at the screen. A line biting the sun. A line biting the sun. A line biting the sun. Memento mori, if the ninth line ate the sun. Remember death, if the ninth line ate the sun. Could this be the ninth line? Then maybe... Nee, in diesem Ende hier müssten wir Clover und Termiucci auch tatsächlich gefunden haben. Ans Waschbecken gefesselt. Im letzten Ende waren sie einfach nur weg und da haben wir sie nicht gefunden. Aber ich bin mir ziemlich sicher, dass wir sie hier in diesem Ende gefunden haben, weil hier haben wir wirklich alle tot gesehen. Remember death. Remember death. Memento mori. So, ID und Passwort. Kirby Freak hat es jetzt gerade reingetippt. Die ID weiß ich tatsächlich nicht auswendig. Da muss ich also im Chat gucken. DML 016. Und das Passwort ist natürlich Milk. Evoli. Accepted. Können wir irgendwas lesen? Irgendwelche seltsamen Buchstaben, Folgen? Canon? Fu, nee. Artifacts from the shipwreck will. Yofi, Yaus. Funsagasare, Captain Kidd, stimmt. Captain Kidd was fun. Hätten wir das auch ohne das Ende vorher lösen können? Naja, und das Ende vorher hätten wir das Passwort nicht gehabt. Also, im Endeffekt, beide Passwörter generieren sich nicht neu pro Spieldurchgang. Das heißt, du hättest betrügen können. Aber, das heißt, sprich, du hättest die beiden Passwörter im Internet nachschlagen können, um dieses Ende hier zuvor zu erspielen. Aber es hätte natürlich im Rahmen der Storyline absolut keinen Sinn ergeben. Von daher hättest du dich nur selber betrogen. Phi, come over here.
What's wrong?
I got in.
What? How did you figure out the login?
Zufall. I don't know. I just knew it.
What the hell do you mean you just knew it?
I just knew it means I just knew it. You gave me the same line when I asked you how you knew my name.
Why are you bringing that up? Doesn't have anything to do with this.
You're sure? It might.
What? I don't...
Look, just forget about that. Come, take a look at this.
Sure. Fine. Just let me get right on that. Are you out of your damn mind? Tell me what the hell is going on here? Why do you know how to log into this computer?
Are you even listening to me? We continued to yell at one another for several more minutes. But no matter what Fi asked me, I could never come up with an answer that satisfied her. Eventually, she seemed to give up.
Fine. You still don't make any sense, but I don't think you're lying.
Damn right, I'm not.
And the AB game deadline isn't getting any further away. Alright, let's see what this thing has for us. Where are we supposed to start? Looks like there's tons of stuff in here. Oh, can you tell me the ID that you put in? I can try searching for that. Maybe we'll get a hit.
I gave her what she'd asked for. GTF DML 016. Her search returned several files, and after examining them for a moment, Fi opened one. Golem unit details. Are these product specifications for a golem?
Looks like it.
So was GTF DML 016 a golem's ID?
Don't ask me. You seem to know more about all this than I do. Fine, whatever. Just read the file. Maybe it'll make more sense. Let's see here.
Ups. Die Frau kennen wir. Luna.
Yeah.
Why is there a picture of Luna in this file?
There's something written underneath it. It says, appearance after application of ABT.
ABT. ABT.
There's this special artificial biological tissue what's called ABT. When a golem's all new and shiny, they've got a nice suit of ABT over that metal skeleton. Makes it look right human, it does. Even feels like real skin, with pores, a little bit of hair, and a few pimples, scars and the like. Truth to tell, I doubt you'd be able to tell the real from the fake, even if it was right in front of you. See, right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
I see.
Und dann wurde unser Freund hier abgeschaltet, weil er zu viel erzählen wollte.
Luna was a golem. And DML016 was her product ID.
That must have been what Golem was trying to tell us when he was stopped. But why? Why would Luna be in the game?
I don't know how autonomous she really is, but I find it hard to believe she would have come here of her own free will.
So you're saying she was sent here by Zero Senior?
Probably. Look. At the bottom of the screen it shows her current status.
Currently operational. Executing special mission? You think her special mission is to participate in the game?
Probably.
So why did Zero Senior want a robot as a participant? You think maybe it was to supervise the rest of us? Maybe if something unexpected happened, she was supposed to correct it or something?
What if it was some kind of Voight-Kampff test?
A what?
It's from an old book. A test to see how human she was. Whether or not 8 people would be able to figure out she was a robot. That might almost explain the whole game, actually. Making us solve puzzles and play the AB game. All of those things could have been designed to give us a chance to see her true nature.
So it's kind of like the Chinese room.
Yeah. Luna is the girl locked in the room. and the 8 of us are the people outside it. Well, like I always say,
It's just a possibility, right?
All what matters is if the person next to you does what a human ought. Looks like a person, acts like a person, and talks like a person, then it's probably a person.
When did you figure it out? That she was a golem, I mean.
right now. I didn't know until I saw this stuff.
You're lying. When I told you about what happened with Gollum in the pantry, you said something about how this game might be sort of like the Chinese room.
I don't know why I said that. It just felt like it made sense.
Like you just knew it?
Yeah. Look, forget about that. See Luna's status?
Yeah, it says the same thing it did a minute ago. Currently operational. Executing special mission. Whoa! Wait, what the hell? Luna's dead.
You think robots die?
Gute Frage. Deswegen wird die Frage ja auch gerade schon im Chat gestellt. Macht ihr das Gift nichts aus, wenn sie nur ein Roboter ist? Aber warum lag sie dann leblos auf dem Boden?
She was only injected with muscle relaxant.
Ten minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally.
Of course! Luna's the one who opened the AB gate.
That might not be the only thing she did. Look,
What do you mean?
what are the last 3 digits of her product ID?
016?
And where have we seen that before?
No. No, I don't believe it. Are you saying it was Luna who handcuffed Clover and Tamuchi?
We should go check her body. You remember where it is?
The crew quarters. Of course I remember. Und ja, Luna ist unser Gegner in dieser Runde. Hallo Alice, hallo. Nicht Luna. Ups. We were right.
Yeah.
Why? Why would Luna...
And I trust him.
Five minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes.
Let's go. The game hasn't stopped. If we don't vote, we're going to get penalized.
Right. Off we go then.
Invalid pair detected.
What? Ich wäre sehr froh, wenn ich noch viel mehr wüsste, Edna. Das ist das Problem. Aber, naja gut. So ein paar Dinge bleiben halt dann doch irgendwie im Gedächtnis.
Please retry with valid partner.
Oh yeah. Forgot about this thing.
Right. Luna's bracelet.
Yeah. For bracelet, there's 3 in this room. I stepped outside and set Luna's bracelet down, then headed back into the AB room.
2 minutes remain until polling closes.
Alright, I'll go ahead and hit the start button. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead. Wait! Sigma!
Huh? Luna?
1 minute remains until Amberdeck's game polling closes.
Ich finde das so schrecklich unheimlich. Ich wüsste nicht, wie ich in dem Moment reagieren oder denken würde, ganz ehrlich. Im einen Moment denkt man noch, sie ist tot. Im nächsten Moment stellt man fest, dass sie irgendwie ein Roboter ist. Von Zero Senior eventuell irgendwie gemacht, um an dem Spiel teilzunehmen, aus welchen Gründen auch immer. Und dann läuft die da draußen auf einmal quietschfidel rum und man weiß nicht, was man von ihr halten soll. Das ist jetzt schwierig. So ein bisschen. Wait. What the hell is going on? Why is Luna here?
She's probably planning on participating in the game.
You mean she's gonna take the bracelet and go into one of the other rooms?
Yeah.
How's she going to vote?
Betray. I'm sure of it. Why else would she have come here? If she wanted to vote ally, she could have just waited for the deadline to pass.
She's got 7 BP, right?
Yeah. Why are you asking, though? Her BP doesn't matter right now.
What?
Have you totally lost it? She doesn't have her bracelet on. And besides, she's a golem. She isn't trying to get out. Whether she has 9 BP or not doesn't mean anything to her.
Then why is she doing this?
Isn't that obvious? She wants to keep our BP below 9. Say she defaulted to ally. We could choose whatever we wanted, and we'd still get 9 BP. She's here to make sure that doesn't happen.
10 seconds remain until Amberdeck's game polling closes. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
And I trust him.
2, 1.
Vertrauen ist gut, Betrayen ist besser.
Round 3 of the Amberdeck's game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation.
Keine Sorge, wir gucken uns beides heute an. Keine Sorge. Alles gut.
Amberdeck's gates now opening.
Luna. Where's Luna? I leapt out of the door and ran toward the AB room I thought she'd entered. But... she's gone. Where'd she go?
That's odd. We came out the moment the gates opened. There's no way she could have left already.
Then... there it was. No. She didn't take it?
That doesn't make sense. Why would she show up just when we're about to vote?
Um uns Angst zu machen? Um irgendwas zu beweisen? Sie hat jetzt gar nicht am Spiel teilgenommen.
There was no reason for her to come here if she was just going to default.
Results from round 3 of the Amberdeck's game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Right, the results.
Yeah, let's go have a look.
Tod. Tod. Betray. Ally. Ja, nö?
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Naja.
Since Luna didn't vote, she got set to ally automatically. And the other 6 got penalized.
Here are some more AB game rules for you. Not voting is not an option. If both parties refuse to vote, then everybody gets penalized. In other words, one person out of every color group of 3 has to vote.
5 of them are dead already, and Quark's bracelet is off.
That means all those penalties are meaningless.
Yeah.
We still don't know why Luna showed up though. There's no reason to come here just to abstain.
I can only guess at her reasons, but I'm sure it was part of some plan.
A plan for what?
Who knows? So what do we do now? Whatever Luna's scheming, we still managed to get 9 BP. Do you want to leave?
No, we can't. Das wäre aber das einzig Richtige jetzt in dem Moment eigentlich. We still don't know if Quark is safe. No way am I leaving before we find him.
I agree. I hoped you'd say that.
So, are you going to stay?
Of course. Let's get moving.
She spun around and headed for the sign door. I followed on her heels. Oh Leute. Eingesperrt mit dem Killerroboter. Na toll. Und zusammen mit so vielen toten Leuten. Ich würde mich überhaupt nicht trauen, mich da durchzubewegen. Es tut mir leid. Ich wüsste jetzt, dass Luna da draußen ist. Ich wüsste nicht, was ich von ihr halten sollte. Ich hätte sofort die Tür mit der Nummer 9 geöffnet. Es wäre mir total egal, was mit Quark ist. Ganz ehrlich. Shit. He's not here either.
This is the last room. Well, the last room we can get into.
And we haven't seen Luna either.
Yeah.
Where the hell did she go? We were standing there, trying to decide what to do next, when we heard a familiar voice echo through the facility.
The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
What?
No, that's not possible.
What's not possible? But she only bit her lip and said nothing. Then, all too soon, it was over.
The number 9 door has closed. This ends the nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay.
What? What just happened? It's all over now, isn't it? We're stuck here, forever.
We should go back to the Floor A warehouse. I need to know if the door actually opened or not.
With that, she was off. Yeah. With a sigh, I turned to follow. We can't just look at the door and tell if it was opened or not.
True, but the projection should tell us.
What? Status, game finished. Result, escape complete. Participants successful, Luna, Quark. Luna and Quark escaped?
So it would seem.
Why? How? Almost as if on cue, the screen flickered. Ein alter Bekannter! Wir haben ihn vermisst. And Zero Jr. appeared.
Well, well, well! Long time no Zero! Remember your old pal Zero?
You!
I'm guessing somebody's hoping for an explanation about what the diddlio just happened.
Because we're such great friends, I decided to make an exception and descend from on high to give you the 4-1 run. Aren't you happy?
Yeah, we are happy.
So what's this explanation you've got?
Well, let's start with little Quark. He was given an anesthetic that put him to sleep. While he was out, Luna carried him through to the other side of the number 9 door.
But how did she open the door?
With Quark's bracelet, you silly bunny. It was still in the infirmary. Remember? Luna just hopped over there and picked it up.
So I was right. Quark had 9 BP when the second round ended.
Yup.
But didn't he get penalized after the third round?
Yes, he did. But a penalty can't take away your points. Just your life.
Gut, damit wäre die Frage beantwortet.
The needles popped out and so on, but the points stayed the same.
So Luna took Quark to the door.
And since her bracelet was already off, she wouldn't have suffered the penalty.
No, but it wouldn't have mattered anyway.
Alright. She's a golem.
Alright, I think my tale is through.
Okay, well, I've got some questions for you, buddy.
Not you.
Well, good thing you guys don't have questions for V. That guy's a jerk.
This isn't the alphabet.
You must be feeling pretty good if you're able to joke around like that. I mean, 6 people just died here.
It's not really a big deal. That's just how you humans are, after all. So, as long as you make it, nothing else matters. Am I right?
No, you're wrong.
Don't screw with us!
It's cool. It's cool. I know you gotta act tough.
I mean, you chose betray.
That means you don't trust Luna, right? Figures?
She's a golem.
She might even be a murderer. That's why you were planning to leave her here and bone out, wasn't it? You see? It's all about you.
Haven't you thought about how sad you've made Luna?
What?
Well, looks like my time here's just about all used up.
Wait. I still have questions for...
No, I won't wait. I don't like waiting. I waited once, and some half-witted reptile got the better of me because of it.
Der Hase und die Schildkröte. Egal.
After that, I learned to make sure to value my time.
The tortoise and the hare.
Alrighty then. I'll see you when I see ya. Have a nice trader.
For a few long moments, Phi and I just stared at the spot on the wall where Zero had disappeared. Where had Quark been? Who had given him an anesthetic? And why? We had no idea who'd killed everyone. And Zero Senior's identity, as well as the purpose of the nonary game, remained a mystery. As for our futures. What are we supposed to do now? I hadn't meant to say the words out loud, but there they were.
The tortoise won because he kept going even when it looked hopeless. I think we should do the same. We've got plenty of time after all. We'll give the dead the closest thing to a funeral we can manage. And when that's done, we'll start looking. Even if I never leave this place, I'll figure out why we were here. I swear it.
I looked at the fire in our eyes and nodded. If nothing else, at least we had a purpose. Gut. Zumindest ist Phi nicht zu Tode betrübt. Das macht das Zusammenleben bis in alle Ewigkeit jetzt auf Dauer vielleicht ein ganz klein bisschen erträglich. Ja. Aber gut. Das war dann wohl ein Game Over. Mist aber auch. Na gut. Wir wissen es ja jetzt besser. Und wir versuchen jetzt mal ein bisschen Vertrauen zu haben. So wie wir es gleich hätten haben sollen. Die Dumm. Hallo Luna. Vertrauen siegt über alles. Zumindest in dieser Runde. Das ist dann auch tatsächlich, ja. Wir haben hier bei diesem Durchgang dann immer Ally gewählt. Der ganz linke Pfad halt.
Hey, Sigma! Are you insane? Why the hell did you choose Ally?
Wait. We can talk about that later. Right now. She's gone. Where'd she go?
That's odd. We came out the moment the gates opened. There's no way she could have left already.
Then... there it was. I thought so. She didn't pick it up. Without the bracelet, she couldn't have voted.
Then she let the system vote Ally for her?
Results from round 3 of the Amberdex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen.
Right, the results.
Yeah. Let's go have a look.
Tod, tot. Tod, tot. Ally. Ally. Luna ist der einzige Charakter im Spiel, der immer Ally gewählt hat. Der einzige. Und dabei ist sie nicht mal ein Mensch. Aber vielleicht macht gerade das auch den Unterschied dann aus.
Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points.
Since Luna didn't vote, She got set to ally automatically. And the other 6 got penalized. Here are some more AB game rules for you. Not voting is not an option. If both parties refuse to vote, then everybody gets penalized. In other words, one person out of every color group of 3 has to vote. Then again, 5 of them are already dead. We don't know where Quark is, but his bracelet's already off.
Yeah, that means all those penalties are meaningless.
Ja, aber das würde in dem Sinne ja keinen Unterschied bedeuten, Link-Fan, oder? Ob sie jetzt das Knöpfchen gedrückt hat, immer in den Kammern, oder ob sie jetzt absichtlich dann nicht gedrückt hat, läuft dann ja aufs selbe hinaus. Also, sie weiß ja Bescheid. Sie kennt ja die Spielregeln, sie nimmt es ja in Kauf. Also, von daher.
Why did Luna show up then? I mean, we've got our 9 BP now, but... Alright, what do you want to do, Sigma? Do you want to leave?
What? You're kidding, right? Weren't you the one who kept going on about how Quark's still alive? I can't just run off and leave him here.
You sure?
Yeah.
Well, that's a relief. I was hoping you'd say that. Now let's get moving. We need to find Quark.
And Luna too, right?
Luna.
Guten Abend, John Nathan.
The Ambidex gates have closed. Round 4 of the Ambidex game will be the Star Round. Star keys are required to open the gates.
Phi and I checked our bracelets out of sheer reflex. I was a magenta pair, just like before, but Phi had changed to a red solo. It didn't really matter though. Both of our bracelets showed the number 9. All we had to do was open the number 9 door, and we'd never have to play another AB game again.
Alright, Quark comes first. Let's go.
She spun around and headed for the sign door. I followed on her heels. Ja, Quark comes first. Nichts geht über den Quark. So, dann suchen wir ihn mal. Hier ist irgendwie kein Quark. Nur mehr Tote. Also bis hierhin eigentlich alles wie immer.
Sigma, there's something I want to ask you.
What is it?
There are 3 doors here. You, Alice, and Luna went through the one on the right. That took you to the Golem Bay, correct?
Yeah. According to the map, that's the door on the bottom. There's a lever on that thing in the middle, right? We pulled it, but it only opened one of the doors. What about it?
Take a look. See the lock?
Open?
Yeah.
Then who the hell opened it? And how?
There's only one person who could have opened it.
Luna.
Alright, let's head in.
Okay. Treatment Center. What the heck are these things?
I think they're treatment pods of some sort.
What meant pots? Even as I spoke, part of me knew what they were. I didn't know how or why, but I felt a strong sense of déjà vu when I looked at them, and suddenly realized I knew exactly how to operate the pods. It was a strange, unsettling feeling, as if somewhere deep inside was a version of myself that I didn't actually know.
One of them is lit up.
The one on the left, is it being used?
The glass is all fogged up. I can't really see inside.
Let's crack it open then.
Yeah.
Na, welche Überraschung. Quark! So. Jetzt schnappt euch den Bengel. Und dann nichts wie raus hier. Mission completed. Our feet pounded across the floor of the warehouse.
This is it.
Quark's body bounced in my arms as I ran. His pulse and breathing were normal. He was limp and unconscious, but he was alive. The pod's display had given us a little information on his condition. As far as we could tell, he'd been given an anesthetic which had put him to sleep.
Ready? What's wrong? You're supposed to say, yeah, sure.
Is it really okay for us to just leave?
What the hell is this? You want to stay here? What if Luna kills you too?
What?
Think about it. Alice, Clover, Tenmyoji, the old woman, even Dio and Kay. There's a good chance Luna killed all of them.
But why?
Why doesn't matter. Remember what we saw on Clover's thigh?
016.
And what's that the same number as?
The last 3 digits of Luna's product ID.
Where did we find the old woman's corpse?
In the AB room that Luna came out of.
And if you're right, her brain is in the central computer core. That means she could have easily moved that crane, right? She could have used it anytime she wanted.
That means any alibi she might have for not being able to move the crane is worthless.
Exactly. She must have moved the AB room. Alice noticed it right away. At the very least, that would mean Luna had a reason to try and kill Alice.
To keep her quiet.
She could also have murdered Dio and Kay. Remember their star keys? Luna must have taken them, which puts her in the room with Dio and Kay. You understand, don't you? I admit none of this evidence is conclusive, but look at our options. You, me, Quark, and Luna. Who do you think is the most likely to be the murderer? Think this through, Sigma. Luna's a golem. That means she's a robot that's part of this facility, designed to do God knows what. If what you said about golems and the central computer is true, she's basically a puppet of Zero Junior's. There isn't really much of an argument to be made here. The only option is to leave her here and get out.
Sie hat ja einen Punkt. Da wir aber mittlerweile auch einige andere Zeitlinien kennen, können wir uns einige Dinge, insbesondere einige Tode, mittlerweile eigentlich auch eher besser erklären. Aber gut.
Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics?
A robot may not injure a human being or through inaction allow a human being to come to harm.
A robot without the 3 laws is just a bunch of metal and plastic.
Okay. You're right. Let's get out of here.
Damn. Don't scare me like that. Okay, I'm going to open it. You ready?
You don't have to ask me. Isn't that what you always say?
Yeah, I guess so. It's time we got out of here. Let's go.
Ooh. With a heavy, labored groan, the number 9 door began to open. As soon as the gap was wide enough to admit her body, Fi slipped through it. I followed her through, Quark still cradled in my arms. Inside was a massive lift platform, like the kind used to move industrial cargo. Fi turned to face me, and I shoved Quark into her arms.
Huh?
Before she could respond, I spun around and ran.
The number 9 door has been opened. It will remain open for 9 seconds.
Sigma! What the hell are you thinking? Get back here!
Sorry, Fi. There's something I have to do. Take care of Quark.
No. You don't mean you're going to go find Luna? God damn it, Sigma! Think about what you're doing! Sigma! Listen to me! You can't do this!
The number 9 door has closed. This ends the nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay.
Zumindest ist Sigma ein Mann mit Prinzipien. Ich glaube, das kann man so sagen. I had no regrets. In fact, with Fi and Quark's successful escape, I felt a profound sense of relief. One of my objectives had been achieved, and a difficult choice had been made. My mind felt clear and focused, more so than it had in a long time. Alright, time to go. Luna's waiting. Luna. I knew you'd be here.
You knew?
Oh, right. We haven't talked here in this one, huh?
Isn't this nice? This is the only place in this whole facility with anything green. I kind of feel silly saying it, but it makes me think of the great outdoors. I think it's the perfect place for a serious conversation. Being surrounded by nature makes me feel happy.
I'm not sure what you meant just now, but are you talking about something that happened in another history?
What?
I know what you can do. Someone told me about it once. They said that you have the ability to transport your consciousness through time.
Who told you that? Luna looked down at the music box around her neck. Carefully and delicately, she twisted the dial on the bottom.
Sigma, aren't you here to ask me something? Why I killed them, perhaps?
Well, actually, I already know you didn't do it.
Oh? Why do you think I didn't do it? I'd like to know your reasoning.
All right. I nodded and took a moment to compose my thoughts. So, jetzt sind wir wieder bei einer kleinen Detektiv Conan-Episode angelangt. Kogoro Mori ist in Schlafmodus versetzt worden und jetzt dröseln wir das Ganze mal von vorne bis hinten auf. Might as well start with the old woman. There's no point beating around the bush, I suppose. Dio killed her.
Why do you think so?
Her left arm had blood spatter all the way up to the elbow. Except for a stripe on the wrist that was perfectly clean. What could have caused that? My guess is a bracelet. It got covered with blood and kept her wrist clean. Obviously, none of our bracelets had blood spatter on them, but Dio's bracelet reacted to the luminol. That meant Dio's bracelet had to come from the old woman. Had to
Is
have
that your proof? That's why you think Dio killed her?
No, that's only enough to suspect him. After all, he could have just taken the bracelet after someone else killed her.
Then why are you so sure?
Because he confessed.
What?
After his bracelet reacted to the luminol, I confronted him.
Alright, fine. You caught me, I did it. I killed the old bitch and took her bracelet.
Wait, when did that happen?
In a different timeline.
Isn't that against the rules?
Screw the rules! I have money. What rules? I hope you're not going to try and bring up Nox's 10 Commandments. Darüber werden wir noch was lesen übrigens. Goldfiles. Does it really matter if it's against the rules or fair? The truth is the truth. Let's say that incident P happens, and after that the timeline splits into timeline A and timeline B. I don't think it's unfair to base a theory in timeline A or information I found in timeline B. After all, A and B both came from the same place, P. If you traced the history of both timelines, you'd end up back at incident P. Now, if I could change what happened with incident P by visiting timeline A or B, then yes, it would be a different story. I don't know, that would be unfair per se, but I'd certainly be breaking some pretty big rules. Like, you know, the principle of causality. I'm sure that Dio killed the old woman. By extension, that means you couldn't have killed her. I'm assuming Dio wasn't originally intended to be part of the Nonary game. Somehow he got in and took the old woman's place. That's how he ended up as Quark's partner. This is just an educated guess, but I have a feeling his plan was to replace one of us. I doubt it mattered which one. I have no idea why he would want to do something like that, and I don't know how he did it either. But the fact remains that he did. He hid in the warehouse on floor A and waited for someone to come out of one of the AB rooms. That someone turned out to be the old woman. She left Quark asleep in the AB room and came out on her own. Somehow, he managed to get close enough to stab her. He did it near the wall with the graffiti on it. I'm guessing he stabbed her from behind, so that he wouldn't get any blood on himself. As soon as she was dead, he wrapped the knife up in the handkerchief. No, wait. Actually, he probably took the bracelet first. Then he would have needed to wipe the blood off, so he used the handkerchief for that too. Anyway, the point is, he got the bracelet and put it on. Then he wrapped the knife up and hid it between the rightmost AB room and its neighbor. He probably didn't expect that they'd move, or he would have put it somewhere else. After that, he headed back into the AB room that the woman had left. Quark would have still been fast asleep, so as far as he knew, Dio was there the whole time. This does raise a few other questions, but I'll save those for later. For now, let's move on to the other murders. Well, actually, one of them probably isn't a murder.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about Alice. I'm pretty sure she committed suicide.
All of humanity is going to die. Adults, children, everyone. Everyone! There won't be anyone left! I'd rather die here!
She'd been infected with Radical 6. I think that infection caused her to take her own life. She used Dio's knife, which she'd found in the warehouse after the AB removed and exposed it. She took it with her and then used it to stab herself in the crew quarters. Next are Clover and Termiucci. The first question is, who put the handcuffs on them? The clue is the message Clover left, 016. If you think about it though, it doesn't make sense. Clover's left hand was in the handcuffs. That means she would have had to write with her right hand on her right thigh. I feel like it would be really hard to do that, you know? Why not just use your left thigh? The thing is, I think she did. When she died, her legs slumped together and the message got transferred to the right thigh. We just never saw the original because we didn't bother to check the other leg. In other words, she wasn't trying to write 016. She was trying to write Dio. With a dying breath, she was trying to tell us the name of her killer. Now about K and Dio. I think there's a pretty good chance Dio killed K. Here's how I imagine it happened. K probably sprayed Dio's bracelet with the luminol. We found the bottle in K's robe. We wouldn't have seen the reaction immediately, but Dio would have known what was coming. As soon as K turned the lights off, it would be clear that Dio had taken the old woman's bracelet. My guess is he decided to take preemptive action. When we found their bodies, the lights in the rec room were on. Maybe K turned to switch the light off, and Dio took that opportunity to attack him. K was hurt pretty badly, but he didn't die right away. He probably managed to grab the spear and stab Dio. Also haben sie sich gegenseitig umgebracht. Then he died. So that accounts for all 6 bodies. None of them your fault.
Sigma, I'm glad you don't think I did it, but...
But, du liegst total falsch. Ich war's trotzdem. Das wäre jetzt interessant. Nein.
All of your theories are just, well, theories.
Was willst du noch?
Like Alice committing suicide. How can you be sure? Say she was infected with Radical 6. She could have been murdered before her symptoms even began to present themselves. As for Clover and Tenmyoji, I could easily have killed them. You don't have any proof that Clover's message was mirrored like you say, or even that it was supposed to refer to Dio. Even if it did, that's not conclusive evidence of his guilt. The same goes for Kay and Dio. I could have killed them both. Why do you trust me so much? I'm a machine. I'm part of this place. How can you trust a machine?
That's why I trust you.
What?
I trust you because you're a robot. Your robotness is just one more reason you can't be the killer. Well, 3 more reasons.
Have you ever heard of the 3 laws of robotics?
Rule 1. A robot may not injure a human being or, through inaction, allow a human being to come to harm.
A robot without the 3 laws is just a bunch of metal and plastic. Sigma.
Luna, I have to ask you. Can you tell me, well, everything you know? Your mind is in the central server. You should know everything that's happened here. There was a long pause. Luna stood up and walked deeper into the garden. I followed her in silence. Eventually, we reached the bench. Luna quietly sat down, and just like last time, I lowered myself down beside her.
You were right. I didn't kill them. How should I explain? Well, actually, you got most of it right.
That doesn't matter. Tell me everything.
Well, first, yes, Dio did sneak into the facility. He used the large cargo elevator and came into the warehouse on floor A through the number 9 door. Since the game hadn't started yet, anyone could go through it.
Super Sicherheitsvorkehrung 0. Naja. That doesn't really sound like sneaking. It sounds more like he just walked in.
Yes, I guess you could say that. He did get in pretty easily, but that's because Zero Jr. lured him here.
What do you mean?
Dio wasn't a surprise. Both Zeros knew that he was going to come.
So they brought him here?
In a way.
But why?
Because his presence was an important part of Zero's project.
What project?
I can't go into that right now. We'd be here forever. Right now, let's just focus on the murders, okay? Anyway, Dio found his way in. They made sure he didn't know that he was actually being let in.
So why did he come here?
To make sure Zero's project failed. His first step was to pretend to be one of the players. As for how he did that, you had it pretty much right. The old woman was the first one out, and he killed her under the graffiti. He put her bracelet on after he wiped the blood off it with the handkerchief. Then he wrapped the knife up and hid it between the 5th and 6th AB rooms.
5th and 6th?
Counting from the left in their original placement.
In other words, the rightmost room would be the 6th room, and the one next to it would be the 5th?
Right. After that, he went back into the 5th AB room where Quark was sleeping. Then he just waited for Quark to wake up.
What were you doing while that was happening?
Nothing. I couldn't do anything. My body had been turned off. Zero Jr. had powered me down. My body wasn't activated until after Dio went into the 5th room. I couldn't help her. All I could do was watch while she was murdered. Everything in this place is controlled by Zero Jr. I couldn't try and prevent Dio from getting in either.
Wait, if Zero Jr. controls everything, then he was the one who moved the 6th room with the crane?
Yes, that's right. Zero Jr. moved the room, not me.
Then who moved the old woman?
Me. It took me 10 minutes to get out of my AB room once I was turned back on. I ran over to check on her as soon as I did. Then I carried her back to the room I'd been in.
Why did you do that?
Because I was ordered to.
What?
Luna, listen to me very carefully. As you already know, the final stage of the project begins in 2 hours. This will be the culmination of many years of hard work. We cannot afford failure.
Yes, I understand.
Then let's make sure. What is your mission?
Enter the nonary game as one of the participants and observe the actions of the other players. Ensure that they do what they are supposed to and guide them down the correct paths.
How many players will there be?
Myself and 7 others, ma'am. Will you be participating as well?
Yes, our plan dictates that I must. An individual by the name of Dio will be entering this facility presently. He has been led to believe he is doing so undetected. You've been briefed on him already, correct?
Yes. He will murder the first person to leave one of the AB rooms and take their place. If a pair is the first out, he'll probably kill both of them. That's all the information I've been given on him, ma'am.
Is there a problem?
With all due respect, ma'am, I would like to state that I don't feel right about this. We know someone is going to be killed, and we're just going to let it happen? I also have doubts about the use of Radical 6. Are you sure? Infecting all these people with such a horrible disease.
That is none of your concern. Your only concern is to follow your orders.
But...
Luna, I am giving you an order. I am in command, and you do as I say. You are programmed to do as I say. You know this.
Yes.
Good. Now, I have one final order.
Another order, ma'am?
Yes. When you leave the AB room, the person Dio has killed will still be there. I would like you to move them.
Where?
To the room you are about to enter, the 6th AB room.
But why?
Not your concern. As a participant in the game, you must have as little knowledge of it as possible. That is why I have made sure you are unable to access any classified data. There are things you must not know. In order for this project to succeed, we need you to be as close to a clean slate as possible. There are some things you already know, which ideally you would not. Unfortunately, this is unavoidable, so you must refrain from divulging anything you know about the project to the other participants. You must never tell anyone what you know about Dio, or the body, or that you carried it to the 6th AB room.
Hat sie gut durchgezogen. Wir hatten keine Ahnung.
You will have to pretend you know nothing more than the rest of the participants.
Is that an order?
Yes. Do I make myself clear?
Yes. After that, I went into the AB room as I'd been told to. As soon as I stepped inside, my body deactivated. But since my brain is in the main computer, I was still awake. So I still saw everything. While I waited, I used the security cameras to see what was going on in the rest of the facility.
And you saw the old woman being murdered.
Yes. It was hard. What I was seeing made no sense. Several of my higher level processes nearly failed. To think that she would be the first person to come out. I think she knew that Dio was going to kill her. When she'd said she had one final order for me, I didn't understand what she meant. Like a fool, I told her I didn't approve, when I had no idea what she was prepared to do. When she died, whatever I have that passes for a heart felt like it snapped in two.
I think I understand. Everything you did because you'd been ordered to?
Yes.
And it was the old woman who gave you those orders? Then is she Zero Senior?
No.
What? But if she gave you the orders...
She did, but she wasn't the only person I took orders from.
There was someone else?
Yes.
And that person is Zero Senior?
Yes. They worked together to develop the project she mentioned. So I suppose technically my orders came from both of them. And they were both controlling Zero Jr. too. I told you before that Zero Jr. moved the 6th AB room. Although that's strictly true, he didn't do it of his own free will. They ordered him to do it. He was following orders just like me.
But why?
I don't know. I really don't. Maybe they did it so that people wouldn't suspect me.
If they didn't want people to suspect you, then why have you moved the body in the first place? Eventually, we'd figure out that the rooms had been moved, and that she was in your room.
Then maybe they wanted the opposite.
You mean...
Maybe they wanted you to suspect me.
That doesn't make sense either. If they wanted people to suspect you, why move the room? Wir drehen uns gerade im Kreis.
You're right. Then maybe they only wanted certain people to be suspicious of me.
You mean like Alice?
Yes. Perhaps they wanted Alice to find the handkerchief and the knife. That would explain why they moved the room.
So they somehow knew Dio would hide the knife there?
Yes, I think so.
But how could they know that?
Well, whatever the reasons were, Alice did notice that the room was moved, which meant that Clover also figured it out. And just like you said, Alice used the knife to take her life. Clover didn't realize that, though. Or perhaps she didn't want to. In any event, she decided that I must have killed Alice to keep her quiet. So she confronted me. It was right after the second round of the AB game. Using Phi's timetable, that would be 0 hours, 0 minutes.
Sie weiß einfach alles. Wait. You were listening to us in the security office?
Yes. That wasn't all I was listening to, though. I know everything that happened in the facility after my body collapsed.
You were watching through the security cameras?
Yes, I was. I could see and hear everything. Anyway, we're at 0 hours, 0 minutes. I was in the hallway on floor A when Clover found me and took me to room 2 in the crew quarters. We entered at about 0 hours, 1 minute. She was very forceful.
I know you killed Alice.
Kann ich mir bei Clover gar nicht vorstellen.
Tell me the truth and I'll let you live. Now fess up! I'm only gonna give you one chance. If you lie or try to play dumb or something, I'll kill you right in front of her!
I told her the truth, of course. I explained that I hadn't killed Alice, that she'd been infected with Radical 6, and it had caused her to kill herself. Clover was never going to believe that, though. We argued about it for nearly 9 minutes. It wasn't just Alice she asked me about. She asked me about the murder of the old woman, and about the AB room being moved. She wasn't very nice about it. But I couldn't answer any of her questions.
Because of your orders?
Yes.
Oh, dafür hat sie aber schon eine Menge erzählt, so was Radical 6 und das Bewegen des AB-Rooms angeht und so weiter und so fort, also.
Then, at about 0 hours, 10 minutes, she must have run out of patience. She stuck her hand in her pocket and started moving toward me. She backed me up against the wall and pulled her hand out of her pocket. She was holding the injection gun. I tried to take it away from her. I even screamed for help. She refused to let go, of course, while we were fighting over it.
Whoa, hold on a minute. The trigger got pulled in the fight. I get that part. What I don't understand is why it did anything to you.
You mean because I'm a golem?
Yeah.
One of my orders was always to act like I was one of the players. A human. Any human injected with that amount of tubocurarine would die.
That's why you... died? To keep up the facade that you were human?
No. I collapsed because Zero Jr. turned off the power to my body again. He probably felt he had to. Maintaining the illusion that I was human was probably in his orders, too. So to make it look like I had died, he'd turned the power off. Whatever the case, it was an accident. I don't think Clover ever intended to actually kill me. She only took the injection gun to try and threaten me.
How can you be sure?
When I collapsed, she looked terrified. She checked for my pulse and listened to see if I was breathing. She also shook my body and called out to me several times. If she'd meant to kill me, why do all that? After a few moments, she ran off to the infirmary to get the AED.
You mean the defibrillator?
Yes.
That uses an electric shock to restart the heart, right?
Correct.
So that was why she left?
Yes.
At 0 hours, 11 minutes, 40 seconds, Clover left the cabin and the crew quarters.
She ran off toward the infirmary. On the way, she bumped into Dio.
Dio?
Yes. I guess she just saw him, really. They didn't talk. She just ran past.
And he just watched her go by?
Yes. I imagine he was curious, of course. He probably wondered what she was doing. But he chose not to go after her. He had something else to do.
At 0 hours, 12 minutes, Dio enters the room.
He seemed pretty surprised to find my body.
Yeah, I bet.
It didn't take him long to get over it, though.
Wouldn't imagine it would. What did he do then?
He'd gone there for 2 reasons. One was to get Alice's bracelet, which was a blue solo.
Right. Without it, Dio and Kay, the yellow pair, wouldn't be able to get through the secondary door. Right?
Yeah, but he couldn't find it.
Of course. Fi had already taken it by then.
Yes, but there was something else he wanted to do too. He was there to take the knife. Removing it was gruesome.
But why did he want the knife? Was it because he'd used it to kill the old woman?
No, I don't think so.
Then what do you think?
I think he didn't want anyone to see the engraving on the knife's blade. That's why he hid it so well after he killed the old woman.
Why wouldn't he want anyone to see that?
Do you remember what it said? There was a word engraved on the blade.
Myrmidons?
Yes.
What does Myrmidons mean?
It's the name of the organization he belongs to.
What is it? Like a club or something?
I don't think so.
Well, what is it then?
I don't really know.
No idea?
I'm afraid not.
Wir wissen es ja mittlerweile eigentlich besser, aber egal. Wait, wasn't he here to try and stop whatever Zero was doing?
Yes.
Then... Wouldn't that mean that he's on our side?
I don't know about that.
Prinzipiell bestechende Logik. Eigentlich... Zero ist unser Gegner. Also... Ja. Prinzipiell? Theoretisch, könnte man annehmen. Na gut, wir haben mittlerweile ein bisschen mehr von den Myrmidons gehört und so. Klang jetzt auch nicht so cool, was diese Sekte so vorhat. Der ganze Plan von Zero ergibt zu dem Zeitpunkt aber auch nicht wirklich schrecklich viel mehr Sinn. Deswegen bin mir nicht sicher, auf welcher Seite wir tatsächlich stehen wollen.
He's killed 4 people. I'm not really sure he's on anyone's side.
You've got a point. Damn it. This is ridiculous. I guess this enemy of my enemy isn't my friend, huh?
May I continue?
Yeah, keep going. After he took the knife, Dio rifled through what few belongings Alice had. Luna said he didn't seem to be looking for anything in particular. He was probably just checking to see if she had anything useful. That was where he found the key to K's suit. He didn't seem to have any particular reason for taking it. At least, as far as Luna could tell. At 0 hours, 13 minutes, Dio left the room.
He heard Kay opening the cyan door and ran out. When he left, he was heading toward the infirmary. My guess is that he was going after Clover. He found her with the AED. She was probably planning to just ignore him and head back, but Dio didn't let her.
Hey, wait. Just what are you planning to do with that thing? Thinking about trying to resuscitate Luna? And why would you want to do that? You were the one who killed her, weren't you?
When Clover tried to push past Dio, Luna said they began to fight.
The fuck do you think you're doing?
Dio pulled the knife out of his pocket and pointed it at Clover's throat. That was when he showed up.
Dio, what the hell are you doing?
None of your goddamn business. Stay out of this, you senile old shit.
Like hell, you son of a bitch!
He let out a yell and leapt toward Dio. The younger man dodged him easily and lashed out with the knife. Easily vor allem. In einem anderen Durchgang war es so, dass Termiyuki Dio einfach mal so zack überrumpelt hat und ihm so richtig derbe eins in die Magenkuhle gegeben hat, aber egal. Na gut. Termiyuki caught Dio's hand with a grunt, and for a moment the two men struggled. Then, as the knife edged closer, he wrapped his other hand around the blade and tried to force it away. But Dio was a much younger and stronger man, and the wound Termiyuki gave himself with the knife didn't do him any favors. He put up a valiant fight, but with a roar, Dio threw him off. And Termiyuki collapsed to the floor. Und Clover stand die ganze Zeit daneben.
What are you going to do?
Sie stand die ganze Zeit daneben.
Let's see. How about this?
Eine tolle Spezialagentin, ne?
How cute.
Na gut, okay, sie hat ja auch einen Crashkurs gemacht, was die Ausbildung angeht. Waren ja nur 2-3 Monate oder so, also von daher. Wahrscheinlich hat sie die Kurse rund um Selbstverteidigung immer geschwänzt. Anders kann ich es mir nicht erklären. Aber nun gut. Sie stand mit dem Defibrillator daneben. Ja, das stimmt. Das stimmt.
You two really look great together, you know?
What are you going to do to us?
Isn't it obvious? I'm gonna handcuff you to a sink. Actually, I already have.
Are you gonna beat us to death or something?
Ugh, no. Nothing so tasteless.
What are you going to do then?
How'd you like to make a bet?
A bet?
You've got, 20-some minutes until the primary white doors open. So I'd say you've got 25 minutes until they close. Give or take. If somebody happens to come by here before the doors close, you might live. But if nobody finds you, well...
We'll be penalized.
Exactly. So, I suggest you start screaming for help now. Unfortunately for you, just about all the rooms in this place are behind at least 2 nice thick doors. So unless they're pretty close, nobody's gonna hear you scream. Well, I'm off to the Floor B warehouse, okay? Enjoy your last 25 minutes. Later.
25 minutes passed and no one came. Of course, by then there were only 3 other people who could have come, apart from Dio.
You mean me, Phi, and K, right?
Yes. You were in the crew quarters at this point.
Yeah. K had told us about you. We'd also noticed that the knife in Alice's chest had been removed. If only we'd known what was happening in the infirmary.
Unfortunately for Clover and Tenmyoji, their time had come. Once the primary white door closed, both of their bracelets injected them with Soparil.
The anesthetic, right?
Yes. Almost immediately they started to feel sleepy. I think that's when Clover realized she was definitely going to die. That was when she decided to leave her message. Just as you said, she wrote on her left thigh with her right hand.
And the word she wrote was Dio.
Yes. As for what happened in the rec room, well, I guess I don't really need to tell you. Your theory was essentially correct. What you said was what happened.
So K sprayed Dio's bracelet with the luminol, and then, while his back was turned, Dio attacked him with the axe. Das war sehr unvorsichtig von K. Dio mortally wounded him, but didn't kill him, so K turned around and stabbed Dio with the spear. And I guess that's when we found them.
Yes.
When did K get the luminol?
After they went through the white door, Dio and Kay found themselves in the director's office. When they were done there, they headed back to floor A to look for everyone else. They went to the crew quarters first, then to the infirmary. Of course, they found Clover and Tenmyoji's bodies there. Dio expected to find them, of course, but he pretended to be shocked. Anyway, Kay checked them over for anything useful.
And that was when he found the luminol.
Right.
Tja. Hätten wir das hier geklärt.
That's everything that happened. Do you have any questions?
Nein, Frau Lehrerin. Ich glaube, wir sind fertig. Well, what do you think? Does a bear shit in the woods? Well, the first thing is Quark's bracelet. Why was it in the infirmary?
Tenmyoji had it. Then when Dio attacked him, it fell out of his pocket.
But why did Tenmyoji have Quark's bracelet?
I told him where it was.
When?
Do you remember when you were in the rec room with Phi and Tenmyoji?
Yeah, when he sprayed us with the luminol, right? Sure, I remember that.
Right after then. When he left the rec room, he went toward the green door to look for Quark. I ran into him at the end of the hallway, where the 3 doors and the switch are. That was when I told him. Look, Tenmyoji. The center door is unlocked. He took off through it without another word.
That was the treatment room, right?
Yes.
Where Quark was sleeping?
Right. It only took him a moment. As soon as he saw Quark, he ran to his pod and started crying.
Out of relief, right?
Yes. The display on the pod showed Quark's vital signs. It was obvious he was alive the moment you looked at it. Next to the pod was Quark's bracelet. That was how Tenmyoji got it.
Why was Quark's bracelet off?
I took it off.
How?
Aluminum foil.
What? You mean the stuff from the crew quarters?
Oh, you found it? Did you know that aluminum foil has electromagnetic shielding properties?
So, ja. Ist auch eine meiner Lieblingsbesonderheiten in diesem Spiel. What?
Here's an exciting fact. Your heart creates a bunch of faint electrical impulses. Anyway, the point is that you can detect the electricity that your heart makes by pumping blood. Your fancy little bracelets pick up on that. They're always watching.
Wait, so you're telling me the aluminum foil can block the electromagnetic waves your heart sends out?
Yes.
Die heilige Alufolie. Es hätte so einfach sein können. Die dumm.
All you have to do is wrap it around your bracelet.
And the bracelet thinks your heart has stopped?
Yes.
Holy shit! Wenn man sowas nach all der Zeit dann irgendwie mitbekommt, dann denkt man sich auch so, ernsthaft? Also, sowas? Wow. Okay, na gut. Wer kommt schon von alleine auf sowas? Also... Setzen wir jetzt Aluhüte auf? Wir machen uns Alu-Armbänder. Das ist quasi was Ähnliches. It was that easy all along.
Anyway, I used some aluminum foil to get Quark's bracelet off. Then I put it next to the pod.
Wait. Why was Quark in the pod to begin with?
Oh, that's easy. I put him there.
When did you do that?
Remember when we were first looking for Quark? I found him unconscious near the entrance to the Golem Bay.
So you carried him to the treatment pod?
Yes.
Were you the one who unlocked the treatment center too?
No, I was not. I do not have the authority to operate any of this facility's machinery.
So it was Zero Jr.?
That's right.
He reactivated your body too, right? Man, I don't get any of this. Why the hell did he do that? I guess it wasn't really him that did it, huh? He was just doing what Zero Senior and the old lady told him to do. Everything leads back to them, huh? Of course it does. So, are you going to tell me?
Tell you what?
Isn't that obvious? Tell me what this project is. Everything that happens in here has something to do with it. So, why were we brought here?
To play the nonary game.
And why were we supposed to play the nonary game?
That was part of the project.
Why did Alice kill herself?
Because she was infected with Radical 6.
How did she get infected?
Zero Senior and the old woman did that.
Why?
It was a necessary evil. It had to happen for the project to succeed.
What would have happened if Alice hadn't committed suicide?
Clover wouldn't have suspected me, and she wouldn't have accidentally... killed me.
Then what?
I wouldn't have collapsed, and Dio wouldn't have found my body. That would have meant the confrontation in the infirmary never took place.
In other words, you're saying Clover and Tamiuchi died for this project.
Yes.
Well, actually it was the tubercurin that killed them. But they were only injected with it because of their bracelets. And they were only wearing those bracelets because of the nonary game. If the nonary game was part of the project, then that's one more way it killed them.
I guess, if you want to look at it that way.
Now what about Kay and Dio? Why would they kill each other?
Because Dio killed the old woman. He was worried about getting caught, so he tried to kill Kay before he could find out the truth.
Then if Dio hadn't killed the old lady, what happened in the rec room would never have taken place, right?
Yes.
So let me ask you this. Why did Dio kill her?
So that he could pose as one of the participants.
And why did he do that?
To disrupt the project.
Then why did she let him kill her?
The same reason they did all of this. It was a necessary evil. The project couldn't be allowed to fail.
Ist ganz schön viele notwendige Übel, ne? Die für dieses Projekt hier stattfinden müssen. Und das gilt nur für diese Zeitlinie. Six people died here. 4 of them were murdered, one way or another by Dio. At first, that makes it look like Dio's the reason they all died. But that's not true, is it? All of them. All 6 of them. They all died for this project. That means that the murderer, or I guess I should say murderers, were the old lady and Zero Senior, right? Please, Luna, tell me. What is this project about? Who is the old woman? Who is Zero?
Sigma. Would you hug me?
What? Instead of answering, Luna wrapped her arms around me and buried her face in my chest. My own arms hovered in the air, confused about where they should go. I swallowed hard and tried to rein in my heartbeat, which had suddenly doubled. I was about to speak when I felt something warm on my chest. Was Luna crying?
This feels nice.
Her voice shook as she spoke. I lowered one hand to her head and began to gently stroke her hair. Hey, Luna! What the hell is going on?
I'm sorry. My ABT is usually held in place by muscle fiber. But after Clover gave me the tubercurin...
Okay. I get it.
Does it scare you? This is what I really look like. I'm a golem. Just a machine. A jumble of metal and plastic that pretends to be real.
I wrapped my arms around Luna and hugged her as tight as I could.
You believed in me this whole time.
Yeah.
Even though I look like this?
Of course. I trust you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I wish I could stay here forever. You feel so nice. But I think my time is up.
What?
I've done things I really shouldn't have. Do you remember what you asked me earlier? About if Zero Jr. had reactivated my body? Remember? The truth is, he didn't. I did. I went to the part of the core that controls Zero Jr., and I hacked it.
What?
Yes. That was the first thing. The second. Do you know what the second one was? If I had really wanted to, I could have saved Clover and Tenmyoji. Then Kei and Dio probably wouldn't have killed each other. That's not all. I could have stopped Alice from killing herself, and I could have even saved the old woman at the very beginning. In other words, I had the ability to disobey my orders. But I didn't. That's the second thing. I broke the first law. I was scared. I was afraid to die. Obviously, hacking the core and taking control of Zero Jr.'s systems is very, very bad. Golems who don't follow orders can become dangerous, so we're terminated if we disobey. You lose access to your body, of course. But everything that's stored in the core, your memories, your consciousness, is deleted.
What? Wait, are you saying...
Yes. Very soon now I'll be gone. Zero Jr. is probably recovering himself right now. Once he's done, I doubt I'll be around much longer.
What? Why?
I watched 6 people die and did nothing. I deserved this.
No. No, you don't. Even if you had done something, you would have been killed anyway. You can't blame yourself. You did what you could. You're not wrong. This game is what's wrong. Forcing you to watch your friends die is what's wrong.
Oh, Sigma. Thank you. I'm really glad I met you.
Luna. Luna! It's going to be okay. I'm not gonna let them do this. You're gonna be fine. I promise. Just please don't.
I'm sorry. My time's up. At least I get to die in your arms.
Luna.
Thank you, Sigma. And goodbye, Doctor.
Doctor? But she couldn't answer. I squeezed my eyes shut and held her, unable to bear the thought of letting any more of her slip away. With one last quiet chime, the music box wound down. I was left with nothing but silence and the cold pool of tears over my heart. Whew. Ja, ist verdammt traurig. Also klingt doof. Ich habe mich ein bisschen auf heute Abend gefreut tatsächlich, weil ich wusste eben, dass ich dieses Ende heute erst spielen werde. Aber ja, ich find's auch verdammt traurig. Man versteht jetzt zu diesem Zeitpunkt natürlich das große Ganze immer noch nicht. Jetzt, also Stand jetzt ist es eigentlich so, dass man echt den ganzen Sinn hinter diesem Projekt und hinter dem Non-Nary Game irgendwie tatsächlich hinterfragen muss. Also wir kennen jetzt die eine Partei, quasi Dio und die ganze Sekte, die hinter ihm quasi steht. Und dass die eben versuchen, dieses Projekt aufzuhalten. Und Dio ist jetzt wirklich kein herzensguter Mensch. Dementsprechend fällt es schwer, irgendwie für ihn Partei zu ergreifen. Aber zumindest Stand jetzt fällt es irgendwie auch schwer für die andere Partei, also für die andere Seite Partei zu ergreifen. Weil, ja, der ganze Kram bringt momentan irgendwie nur Mord, Totschlag und Traurigkeit mit sich. Also es hat alles... Es fühlt sich alles nicht richtig an, was wir hier erleben. Im Gegenteil, hier werden herzensgute Menschen und Maschinen in eine Extremsituation gepackt, aus der sie irgendwie nicht so richtig zufriedenstellend entkommen können. Und, ja. Warum? Fragt man sich in dem Moment. Warum? Und heute mal kein Rätselraum. Richtig. Wir hatten einen langen Abend, knapp 2,5 Stunden, und es war kein einziger Rätselraum dabei. Nur Story. Jo. Beim nächsten Mal, das spielen wir auch wieder am Freitag, da wird es aber mit ziemlicher Sicherheit einen Rätselraum geben. Weil irgendwie müssen wir aber in anderen Routen dann auch weiterkommen. Kommen nochmal Rätselräume? Ja. Müssen noch 3 Stück sein, glaube ich. Die in dem Spiel zu finden sind. Und um die kümmern wir uns natürlich auch noch. Das war jedenfalls das Luna-Ende. Tears in the Rain. Errungenschaft freigeschaltet. Gute Nacht, Papa Mai Mai. Damit haben wir jetzt schon 6 Enden erspielt, Leute. Es fehlen nur noch 3. Hooray. So, und wenn wir uns das angucken. Jo, wir müssen in der Mitte noch ein bisschen was machen. Und dann hier rechts natürlich noch unseren Weg fortsetzen. Jo. Das wird noch schön werden. Das macht nichts in der Stream Mayhem. Zu dem Zeitpunkt muss man es auch noch nicht wirklich verstehen. Das ergibt sich dann alles noch. Ganz rechts sollte doch recht schnell gehen. Ja, geht so. Mal gucken, wie schnell das tatsächlich geht. Oder wie schnell auch die anderen gehen. Wir werden es sehen. Wie gesagt, also ich gehe davon aus, dass wir noch 3 Streams brauchen werden für das Spiel. Es würde mich jedenfalls sehr wundern, wenn wir, also jetzt am Freitag schaffen wir es nicht durch. Das tut mir leid. Und dann am Dienstag haben wir nicht so viel Zeit, also das wird noch auf 3 Streams hinauslaufen. Da bin ich mir eigentlich ziemlich sicher. Nun gut, okay. Ja, keine Ahnung. Vielleicht sollte ich noch mehr sagen oder so, aber so richtig... Ich habe auch zwischenzeitlich immer wieder drin überlegt, ob ich irgendwie mehr dazwischen labern sollte und mehr versuchen sollte, Dinge zu erklären oder so. Aber auf der anderen Seite, ja, es ist halt immer so blöd. Man möchte in das Spiel ja auch nicht wirklich reinlabern, weil ich dann auch das Problem habe oder das Gefühl habe, dass ich dann vielleicht zu sehr Szenen zerreden könnte. Ja. Ich hoffe, dass es für euch bis hierhin dann also einfach mal okay. Und, wie gesagt, dann sehen und hören wir uns hoffentlich am Freitag wieder, wenn es hier weitergeht. Und ich freue mich wirklich schon sehr darauf, mit euch zusammen dann die Auflösung genießen zu dürfen und dann mit euch zusammen auch tatsächlich... Wann kommen dann die Goldfiles? Ich würde sagen, wenn ich auch die anderen 3 Rätselräume abgeschlossen habe. Dann haben wir zwar jede Menge Goldfiles vor uns. Was auch ein bisschen Zeit kosten könnte, aber egal. Ja, aber dann laufen wir wirklich nicht mehr Gefahr, uns von irgendwas spoilern zu lassen. Deswegen. Dann können wir die Goldfiles so ein bisschen überfliegen und dann passt das. So, gut, okay. Dann, meine lieben Leute, dann wünsche ich euch an der Stelle eine gute Nacht. Noch eine schöne, angenehme Woche. Und wir sehen und hören uns hoffentlich am Freitag wieder. Ich sag dir jetzt für den Moment aber erstmal wieder Tschö mit Ö und hoffentlich bis ganz, ganz bald.